All men don't cheat, okay?
They don't.
The ones who don't cheat don't get enough pussy. They don't have a choice. They don't have options. They don't have women chasing them.
So once you got options, you gonna cheat is what you want.
Yes. I mean, it makes sense, though.
If that makes sense,
like there's
then
good
by
men
your
out here. I know a
logic,
few.
women cheat.
All women cheat.
Women cheat more than men because y'all have more options.
My husband is the head of the household. My husband is the man of the house. My husband makes the final decision. Yes, he allows me to do what I need to do, what I want to do. But if he decides that I don't need to do something, I don't do that. And not because he controls me or I'm weak or whatever. No, it's about I trust him. I trust that he has the power to make the right decision. And that's why I married him. If I didn't think that he could lead me the right way, he wouldn't be my husband. So I know there's a lot of independent women out there that don't need a man or whatever. But if you got a man, let him be a man.
No, I date losers.
You date bums, Mia. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's because I know that they'll never do better than me. So I just like get into it knowing like I'm gonna be a blessing in your life that you'll never even get to experience ever again. And that's it.
This is the classic yin yang effect. I'll explain. In every relationship, situation, or marriage, there's always somebody in front and somebody in the back. Somebody who's in control and somebody who's being controlled. Somebody who's the leader, somebody who's the follower, somebody who's dominant, and somebody who's submissive. It just depends on what type of relationship that you're in. So with modern women, they have their car, they got their degree, they got their money, they got their job, they got all these different things. So they'll automatically choose a guy who's weaker than them, who's less than. Since they fought to be strong and independent, I don't need a man. So they're gonna pick a guy who's effeminate, who's not going anywhere in life, because then they run the show. So when it comes to guys who are quality, I always get this question. So Darius, why aren't these women choosing me? Why are these women choosing these losers, these bums, these guys who have no place to live, who don't know where their next meal is going to be? It's because these women want to be in control. They don't want to follow a man because that means they're going to have to be submissive. And that's what modern women don't want to be. They don't want to follow a guy. They want to be followed. They want to run the show. So all these women out there, they're picking these bums. These guys have been incarcerated. These guys who have long rap sheets, criminal records, who aren't modern good citizens of society. So what they do is they go for these guys and then they push them around. They tell them what to do. Yeah, these guys are getting sex. These guys might have a roof over their head, but they're getting disrespected. And these women, after so long, they won't desire them and they're going to leave these guys. These guys just use them up. These guys cheat on them, drive their cars, use them for their tax money, all the stuff like that. You've heard all these stories. And then these women are sitting and wondering, where are these good guys at? Where are these quality guys? Well, these women are intentionally going after certain type of men. Women aren't dumb. Don't let them fool you. They go for dudes because they know I can run the show. And if I have to follow a Darius, if I have to follow an alpha male, a guy who has all his stuff in order and who has a business, who has all this stuff and ambition, man, I'm going to have to listen to him. Do I really want to listen to him? Do I really want to follow his lead? I don't want to do that. So let me say that there's no good men out there, and I keep choosing these bums and losers because I want to be in control. And me as a woman, I don't want to be submissive. I don't want to be vulnerable to an alpha male.
See the biggest meltdowns on planet Earth? Go into the upper middle class, suburban, white communities and watch a dude that was making $500,000 a year lose his job. Watch how his wife will treat him. Watch how every single thing about that, because that's the only identity. Watch what happens to that family.
Her back off to her mom, and I was on Facebook, so she accused me of talking to. Alright, so I just left the park with my daughter. I dropped her back off to her mom, and I was on Facebook, so she accused me of talking to bitches on Facebook, and here she goes following me, and she just hit me with the car.
A lot of grown men date young girls to avoid that grown woman pressure.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
See, every man want to believe that he's an alpha man until it's time to do what alpha men do, like provide, protect, produce. So when that grown woman put pressure on that wannabe alpha man, who's usually a weak man, he runs to a weaker woman. The woman that he can control her mind, the woman that self-esteem is low, the woman he can manipulate, use, and abuse. Yes, that woman. See, ladies, you could be too much for a man. You could be too independent. You could be too accomplished. You could be too established. You could be too confident that you have to send that man back to the basic women that they're comfortable with.
Let's translate and break this whole thing down so we can fully understand what she's talking about. For starters, she looks like a witch. Her hair is gray. She's past her prime. She has hit the wall. Her dating and mating options are really limited, and she can't compete out there in the modern dating market. So what she's going to try to do, and most women do, they try to rationalize and say, well, this is why I'm not getting this type of situation. This is why this is not going well for me. I can't get this guy because of this. No, the reason why men want younger women is because we work hard in our teens and 20s and 30s, and when we get 35, 40, however old, we want to enjoy a woman who's youthful, a woman who's fun. Nobody wants to be with a woman who's bitter, old, and angry and mad and say, well, you got to apply pressure. No, men don't have to apply pressure because we have the resources, something that you women want. You wouldn't want a guy who has a lifestyle, who has a status. We worked hard for that. So you should be applying pressure to us. And women like her, they want to look in the mirror and say, well, this is why men aren't choosing me. It's because they want to control and manipulate somebody. Well, guess what? We do want to be in control because we're leaders. We're alpha males. We're men who have direction. We want women who are going to follow us. We don't want weak women. We want women who are submissive. And creatures like her, individuals like her, they're mad and frustrated because they don't want to submit. They don't want to follow a man, but they still want his resources. They want to live a modern woman day lifestyle, but they don't want to follow a man who is traditional and be a traditional woman. It's sad because so many women are going to be single and miserable like her, sitting there wondering, where have all my good years went? Where are all these guys? Why can't I get this guy? It's because you wasted it. Now you want to try to manipulate men and manipulate herself and lie and say, the reason why men don't want to be with me, the reason why they're picking these younger women is because they don't want to apply pressure and do these responsibilities and provide and protect. Right. Men don't want to provide and protect for older women who have been ran through, who are past their prime, who have hit the wall. It's never going to happen. Your mating and dating choices are limited, so you need to basically take what you can get.
Single guys get attention, but men who are already in relationships and already married, they get more. Because now I'm just going to say, if it's a woman trying to attract a man, she knows you already have the capacity that I was speaking about earlier to do this, this, and this. So now all I got to do is take you from her, and now you can do all of that for me.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but getting divorced for me was the best thing that ever happened to me. I thought I was going to be homeless, rock bottom, on my own. I literally didn't know what I was going to do, but all I knew was that I was unhappy.
A few moments later.
I just got divorced, and the dating scene is horrible out there, guys. Everyone needs therapy, coming from a person that's worked on themselves, yes. You guys, literally, like, all these guys out there are literally crazy.
This shit is so fucking unfair. Like, why the fuck do I have to go through this? And he's just fine. Like, that's not fucking fair. He gets to go about his life, have his home, have his cars, have his financial stability, and I'm over here fucking struggling. I'm over here fucking crying all the time. I'm the one who's going through it. And he's just fucking fine. Like, how is that fucking fair? Why can't I just be fine just the way he is? Why can't I just not fucking care?
Something I noticed she says, he can have his cars, his house, his financial stability, and I'm over here struggling. I'm not fine. Guys, women get with you because they want a better life. This is why you can't be frustrated and mad and upset when she leaves you for another guy, because most women do, or when she says, you know what, I need space, this is not going to work out. Every woman thinks the grass is greener on the other side. Every woman thinks they can do better. But then, as time goes by, they realize, man, all these options don't equate to what Darius had. All these options don't equate to what you had. Man, I should have stuck with my ex. They're going to be sitting there and crying. I'm telling you, these women get it confused. They think sexual options mean options that men are valuable, men want to invest in them, men that care, men that want to actually be with them. They don't want a future with them. Most dudes, I'll say a good 98% of men out there are just trying to hook up, pump and dump. They're not trying to really settle down with a woman and keep them around. But these women think that, you know what? I'm going to divorce my husband. I'm going to leave. I'm going to get rid of him. And I'm going to be able to find something better. No, it rarely, if ever, happens. Guys, stay on your grind. Don't let these women confuse you and think that, there's always something better out there. No. There's not men out there who want to give to these women that want to invest. It's dudes that want to give them pipe and run through them and kick them to the curb. Men, you always win in the end. Don't get sad. Don't get frustrated. Don't say, what am I going to do? She left. Think about this. What did she do for you when you guys were together?